Hello everyone, and welcome to our current home here in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, where I'm doing my 6-month GlobeTRek internship. So until recently, we were based primarily in the larger provincial capital of Bunia, where I did job shadowing at the head office of the Congolese-led CECA 20 church with which in Bunia, I got to see how finances are managed between AIM and CECA 20, how personnel is taken care of, and how strategies are shared to reach unreached or isolated people groups with the gospel. I also got to see different CECA ministries at work, such as their work with the street kids and in Sunday schools. The purpose of the trip shown in this video was at least threefold. One, we were going there to help encourage several projects among the primarily Zande churches of northern Congo, including the construction of a guest house for our local missionaries. We went there also to encourage local churches in their church planting efforts, visiting new congregations in proximity to unreached people groups. And we also helped to facilitate a vision trip for MAF interns, so potential pilots, as they scope out whether they are called to ministry in a setting like northern Congo. We traveled by bush plane both to reach and to return from our destination. And while we were there on the ground, we used everything from motorcycles to canoes to transport ourselves from village to visit the new church plants. We're off starting our hike today to Isabisi. In addition to physically helping make bricks for the construction of the new guest house, we also took the time of visiting these local congregations to model different ministry techniques that could potentially be adopted by the local churches, such as discussion-based Bible studies, as well as oral Bible storytelling methods such as Simply the Story. And today, my back is very sore. Clément,
Oui,
avez-vous trouvé la Chine?
oui, 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 oui. Je suis là.
For the last 3 days of our trip, we met up with a band of MAF interns and helped to facilitate a bit of a vision trip for them as they discern a potential calling to serve in remote places like the one that we were visiting. I got to work as a bit of an interpreter during this time and facilitate communication between our Congolese team leader and the interns. One of the major goals of our time with the MAF interns was to show them how vital their work really is in making these kinds of mission trips possible. As you might have seen in the clips of transportation, the roads between these villages are not at all ideal, and it can sometimes take days to get between places that took us only a couple of hours in an MAF bush plane. Shout out to the aviation program. Our travels had us stay in everything from the tents that we brought to some of the local churches to little guest houses built specifically for missionaries traveling through the region. Our diet was whatever the village would give us, so that could be things like plantains, cassava, fish, and other kinds of meat, like even monkey. We also got to enjoy a lot of fruit and hot drinks like tea and coffee, sometimes served with lemon juice. Coffee. She sometimes put lemons in. That's where we're staying. There's the bathroom. And here's the shower. Some of the things I got to take back with me from this trip was concrete experience navigating churches in radically different contexts in close proximity to unreached people groups, and the kinds of strategies that are employed to help mobilize local villagers and church members to go out and reach their neighbors, whether they be from their own tribe or other tribe. it showed me how ministry has to adapt depending on the different audiences that we have, as I led Bible studies for everything from people who had never read a word of the Bible in their own language and to people who had decades worth of biblical training and experience. I learned that no village takes the same approach. Through the trip, I got to see God's hand at work protecting and guiding us as we navigated situations, whether it was doing ministry in the villages, interacting with government or police in an unfamiliar system, and even trying to guide new interns in an experience that I had only just started a few days before. But all of these things showed me God's sufficiency even despite my own weakness, especially as I was leading Bible studies for 7 days in a row on very little preparation. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing how this mission trip played out, implementing elements of all kinds of things that I've been learning throughout this internship. I hope it inspires you to see what missions might look like in whatever area God is calling you in. So I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys very, very soon at the end of April.